Plus, the job market is competitive, and getting that dream job could be as easy as changing your resume or the way you interview. And we can tell you how to do it. All that and more today on Sac Co.
Right now we're going to talk about the word unemployment. It's a very common word in today's job market. And if you're running out of options and patience when it comes to job hunting, there are some simple things that you can do to make yourself stand out from the rest of the competition. And we have Jennifer Hill. She's a national job recruiter, and she's seen it all when it comes to applications. She's here actually now to share more with us about employment advice and tips about how you can get out there in the workforce. So big welcome here to Jennifer. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, so I just teased it. You know, how can people help themselves stand out in such a tough job market?
There are a couple of things. The first thing that somebody can do to make themselves stand out is to utilize social media. A lot of people go about job hunting the old-fashioned way. They're still job hunting like it's 20 years ago. What they're doing is they're applying to jobs online, they're knocking on doors, but what they're missing is a key part of the puzzle, which is actually leveraging your social networks such as LinkedIn, which is the business equivalent of Facebook, Facebook itself, and Twitter, and going to networking events, because 80% of jobs are found through word of mouth, and if you use what I call the 30-30-30 rule, 30% old-fashioned applying to jobs, 30% leveraging your social network, and then the last 30% attending networking events, you'll spend the final 10% of your time going on interviews.
So basically social media has kind of opened up another opportunity for people to kind of rub elbows, if you will, and make those contacts.
Yeah, you have all sorts of resources that are now available to you on LinkedIn that I didn't even have when I first graduated college. And so it's a great resource to go on LinkedIn. You can research companies, you can research your competition on there, you can get recommendations. There are numerous ways that you can utilize it if well used. There are people, though, who it actually can be used to their detriment.
Yes.
If, say, you have a profile and it's on LinkedIn, and you submit a resume to me, and your resume doesn't line up with what's on your profile on LinkedIn, then that could cause pause. If you have a degree listed one place but not another, or the years or months don't match up, then as an employer does their due diligence on you, it could be a negative point. So you have to make sure that you know what you're doing when you do utilize it.
Okay, so make sure that you're representing yourself properly.
Absolutely. Have integrity.
That all your facts match up.
Yeah.
Okay, because that itself is a marketing tool for yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, employers Google you, whether or not you want to think.
Of course, they're going to research you.
Yeah, they're going to research you, and good, bad, or indifferent. And actually, Facebook, I didn't even realize this. There are companies now, some of the larger corporations, that can pay to have access to your social media.
Oh, seriously?
So even if you think that your social media, your Facebook, your Twitter is private, companies at higher level, for higher level jobs, do have access to that information for a price.
Be careful of your dirty laundry.
Yes. Don't put up anything that would embarrass grandma.
Exactly. Wow, that's a great guideline. Okay, so let's talk about anyone that's trying to enter the workforce, such as maybe someone graduating from college who may not have as much experience as someone who's already been in the workforce. Or what about moms? We have a lot of viewers that find themselves in a situation where maybe they've worked, they decide to take time off. Now, due to the economy reasons, they have to find they find themselves in a situation where they have to go back into the workforce. How do they make that re-entry?
That is a very good question. I can speak specifically to moms first, because I know that's something that people don't discuss. All the recent college grads get all the attention right now and hype because it's graduation time. For the moms, which we'll touch on first, there's a great recruiting agency out there called Moms Corp. Moms Corp, I never even knew about it. They specialize in helping moms who have been out of work for 5, 10, 15 years reintegrate themselves into the workplace, whether it's part-time or full-time work. Now, one of the cool things that whether you're a recent college graduate or you're a stay-at-home mom looking to get into the workplace, is blogging. I set myself up as an expert in the career field several years ago. It was about 4 years ago I started my blog, and I now have over 150 articles, but I wasn't an expert at that point. You just start speaking or writing about something and eventually become an expert, so it's a great tool for moms. Moms, I have some friends of mine who are moms who do style blogs for how to be a stylish mom, and they make money at it. Same thing is true also for recent college graduates. If you graduate with a degree in real estate, you can go out there and pound the pavement looking for real estate jobs, but if you have a blog to back it up and information and you're doing your research,
that's great advice.
Those are a couple of things. Another cool thing too is all these great business opportunities. Whether you're a stay-at-home mom or recent grad, there's such a need right now for new small businesses to be created. So you could just find an area of expertise or something that interests you. There's some MLMs out there. There are a lot of templates that you can use to create your own business, and they all offer great opportunities for recent college grads or moms.
So basically, you kind of find what your niche is, create your own opportunity. I mean, and it sounds like to me too, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's also something that's nice to kind of pad your resume with too.
Absolutely, yeah. When you have that extra experience, you're setting yourself up as an expert in that field, no matter what your background is. You come from nothing, just make sure you're doing it well and with integrity. Like anything, if you're blogging, there's all sorts of grammatical errors, anything like that, or you're starting a business and you don't do it with the proper steps necessary, it can come back to bite you in the butt. But if you do it well and you do it with passion, the number one thing I found is I interviewed over 100 successful 6-figure, 7-figure, and 8-figure earners in 2009 when the market took a nosedive.
All salaries that I imagine a number of us would have
Of course, we'd all love to make that much money, right? But what I found is from those people, CEOs, artists, photographers, etc., what had them have sustainable success, even in a down economy, was passion. But not just passion. You can be totally passionate sitting on your butt on the couch, but it's passion coupled with action or ambition that equals long-term success.
It's doing.
Yeah, you have to get up out of your butt and do what you're passionate about.
Put that passion to something. Let's talk about do's and don'ts of resumes.
Okay.
So what are some of the #1 do's? Let's talk about the positive.
Okay, #1 is add your LinkedIn URL to your resume. Remember how we started off by discussing LinkedIn? Well, imagine that I have 2 job seekers and they have equal skills on their resumes, but one of them has a LinkedIn URL on their resume, which then takes me to their profile. On their profile is a professional picture and 3 recommendations of what they've done in the past, which are very hard to falsify. Who are you going to go with? Well, I'm going to be more inclined to bring in the person with the LinkedIn recommendations. 1, make sure to add LinkedIn recommendations. 2, summary of qualifications. Actually, objectives for the most part, unless you're a stay-at-home mom or a recent college grad who's looking to get back into a workplace where it's not clear from your resume what you've done, objectives are extraneous. Summarize what makes you qualified at the top of your resume. 3 is have a well-formatted resume. People fail at this. I delete so many bad resumes.
Well, and it's hard too, because I mean, I know a number of people I imagine probably go online and they just try to find a nice outline, but it's hard, and there's so many of them.
There are.
And so it's hard to tell. So, so tell us really quick, where's a good place to find a good format for a resume? Then I'd like to get to the don'ts.
Oh, of course, yeah. So the really good place for that is Resume Wizard on Word. Phenomenal. It gives you hundreds of templates for all different professions, and I like most of their templates.
Okay.
Now, as far as the don'ts, which I think you wanted me to get into, right?
Yes, please.
References. People don't understand that when you list your references on your resume, you're giving away something valuable. These are people who are willing to back you up, and they can be wasted easily, and recruiters will sometimes farm through your references just to find people to recruit. So you never want to give your references out without first being asked or having a rapport with the person. Second thing is pictures or graphics. I see people all the time who have these obscure graphics, and the same is true of fonts. They'll have weird fonts in one place, all italics here, bolds over there. It all goes back to the formatting thing, but the #1 thing is don't lie. I was on my way over here today from Sacramento Airport, had a woman calling me back to verify dates of employment on somebody. She wasn't off by 3 months, not by 6 months. She was off by 1.5 years on her dates on the resume, and that's verifiable, and now I can never work with her again. It's very sad.
It is. And so if people would like to the entire list that you have, because you have a number of do's and don'ts and a lot more wonderful information, how can they reach you?
The best place to get me is at my blog. I have over 150 articles that I've written over the last 4 years. You can go to blog.jhccs.com, and I have a plethora of information, and you're always welcome to email me if there's a subject I haven't blogged on.
Wonderful. Jennifer, you've been great. Thank you so much. I could talk to you forever.
I know.
You have so much information. This is wonderful.
Thank you, Melissa.
Thank you. All right.